Hello. Good morning. Okay. So we'll have to look at how do we implement arrays in SQL scripting. So everyone keep your mobiles away from the system. I think he's saying that's the disturbance actually. Okay. So now getting into concept of arrays. Now what do you mean by arrays? We used to have this in C or uh, so in above we have internal table which can hold multiple rows. Right? But let's say when you say array, it holds some set of values which are of similar data types. But if you look at internal table, it could hold multiple columns. You can understand this is like an internal table with only single columns. That's it. You can understand array is like an internal table with only single column. When you want to hold some set of values of similar data type together, we use what arrays. Okay, and we just have to understand how do we declare an array and how do we assign values to array and how do we read values from the array. Then there are some couple of functions explicitly for arrays, like say collecting array values into some temporary table. From temporary table, how do I put that into array? Unnesting array, aggregating array. I think if you're doing that, that's fine. Now, first one, if you see this, I've got a procedure. Each house open. I just declared. This is how you declare an array bus. I've got a variable called a underscore int of data type integer, and then I'm using this keyword array bus. When you use this keyword array, this variable can start holding some set of values of which data type bus. So now I have a variable called a underscore int is of type array, which can hold some set of values of similar data. What data type bus? Integer. అంటే ఒక ఇంటిజర్ మామూలు వేరియబుల్ అయితే ఒకే వాల్యూ ఇట్లా కావాలి మల్టిపుల్ వాల్యూస్ పెట్టుకుంటున్నారు and each value is referred with an index bus. And here the index of an array starts with 1, not 0. Generally in C language it starts with 0, but here it starts with 1. If you say a underscore int of 1, what does it mean? In the square brackets you refer to the index at the first position, at the first row of my array, and equal to, colon equal to is what? Assignment operator, and I'm saying 1. So what does it mean? 1 is assigned to the first row of my array, and I'm just printing the same. So select colon array of 1. Array of 1 is like I'm referring to the array, but array has got a lot of values. Which value are you referring? Value which is at the first index or the first row. So I'm saying of 1 from what? I'm just printing the same. This is how you declare array, assign a value, and then it's just reading that value. And I just call it does print 1. That's it. Okay, boss. if you want to assign some set of values, how do I do this? Now I've got a procedure again. So I've got a variable called v underscore int, of which data type was integer, and I say array equal to array of 21, 22, and 23. So what does it mean? Normally, if it is colon equal to is an assignment operator. Since this is an array, I can assign some set of values, list of values. So I'm saying, so v underscore int, which is a lab data as integer. So by using this keyword array, I'm declaring it as array, so it can hold some set of values. What set I want? I would like to assign a set of values like array of 21, 22, 20. So what happens? The value 21 will be assigned to the first index, first row, and the value 22 will be assigned to second index, 23 will be assigned to third row, third index. I'm saying select, when you say colon is what? Content. Content of array of 2 means what does it mean? I'm referring to this second index of this array. First index holds 21, 22, 23. What is the value you have in second row? 22, and that is what I'm just printing it. So instead of assigning single value, I can also assign set of values like this by using array of. Print this only just prints me 22. Good. Next, we have a function called unnest array bus. We have a function called unnest. Its name itself tells unnesting it out. Means what are the data we have in array? We are just opening it up, unnesting the array completely. By using this unnest array, or we use this function unnest array when you want to collect the values of an array into a temporary table. Let's say like I have an item, I would like to collect because on an array I can't do a select. So in that case, what I'll do, I'll collect the values of an array into some temporary table, then I do a select onto that particular table. So look at this, I'm just declaring variable again with some set of values. 43. Then what I'm saying, tab 1, I'm not declared any tab. What does it mean? On runtime, it's a local temporary table is equal to, I'm saying what? Unnest of what is your array variable? V underscore int. Means open up the array V underscore int and assign all the values to the table tab 1. Okay, boss? Now tab 1 is a local temporary table. On assignment of data that gets declared automatically. It's a local table, so data assignment update that declaration jaripoddi. It does not need any explicit declaration. Then I can say select star from what? Content of tab 1. I'm just trying to get the results from tab 1. So the tab 1 lemundi array lo em petnam 41, 42, 43. Array lo data table lo petnam. Table print cheyalante. See, once I put the data to temporary table, I have the flexibility of doing a select onto it. As an array, I cannot do select. I'll have to go through some for loop and make the index dynamic and then read through. But if this is case, I can just read all the values now in this case. So obviously, what does this print? When I say select star from tab 1 means what? Tab 1 array values 41, 42, 43 will get out. Okay, so by using this unnest function, you can basically collect the content of an array into a temporary table. That's the point. Okay. Next bus. Array aggregate bus. Array aggregate. This is another function, array aggregate, which is just like quite opposite to unnesting of array. Say now I would like to collect values of a table into array bus. Let's say I have a temporary table with some 5 to 6 columns. I just want to collect the values of one column into an array bus. And the array can hold only one similar data. I can't just bring in like a table. Okay, column. A table and a column matam raval. You would face this kind of requirement when you're writing procedures like this. Say, for example, they give some temporary table. Let's say you have some purchase orders. There is a column called purchase order. And for each purchase order, you would like to run the loop. Then what I can do, from this temporary table, I'll collect all the purchase orders into an array. I'll run through this index, based on the indexing of the loop, I'll run through the loop. So I'll say I'll have a for loop, get the count of entries in this array, And then from the for loop, from this for loop, what I'll do, array of I enter, I will be changing automatically, and then refer from it. I'll say select star from some table, from purchase order table, where my purchase order ID is equal to colon array of colon I or something. Then I start referring the respective order, process it, finish it up, process it, finish it up. I can also do that. Mhm. Okay, now look at this. I just declared variable of type array. Array array can have duplicates. At row 1 you can have same number, row 2 also same number. మనం లేకుండా చేయాలి. ఓకే, తప్పేం లేదు, నథింగ్. బట్ ఇఫ్ యూర్ యూజింగ్ టేబుల్, to what is the purpose of this? What is my requirement? From a given table, I should catch hold of all the purchase orders. Then I will know the list of purchase orders which I need to process. One by one I need to process. In that case, what do you do? If you use temporary table and get all the columns, I don't want all the columns. I don't want to waste my space. I want only purchase order list. Then start with that. Then in that case, instead of processing a table, I can process an array. అట్లా. ఏమో లేదు కదా. Okay. So I've just declared a variable of type array. Then I'm saying select star from some table. I'm just referring to some customer table and reading all the content of this table. So it'll have customer ID, city ID, region ID, all those stuff comes in. But I want this array to just hold list of customer IDs alone. Then I'll say what is this? Array aggregate by referring to the content of tab 1. From this tab 1, which column do I refer? Customer ID. Because if you look at this STS dim customer 2 has got customer ID column. You have a customer ID column. These column values is what I'm referring to. So I'm said select ikkada star పెట్టుకోకుండా ఒకే column read చేస్తే సార్. But I'm reading all the columns into this temporary table. And from this temporary table, I'm just referring to the values of this column, what? Customer ID. And I'm just collecting into this array variable bus. Yeah, the problem. Now it's better. Hello? Can you hear me now? Hello? ఎవరు తగ్గిస్తున్నారు, అది పోతానులే, ఏం దాని పరిస్థితి ఆటోమేటిక్ పెరగాలి కానీ. అసలు కాని చెప్తాం. Okay, boss. And then once I get all the column values, I'm just printing. Hello? Okay, boss. మెల్లగా మాట్లాడు వాళ్ళకి వినిపిస్తుంది అట్లా రైట్ so I'm just referring to value of 25th index. I don't have customers 1, 2, 3 and 4, so 25th is something around 29 or something. So basically array aggregate is a function which will read data from a column of a table into array bus. That's the important one. Okay, so this is about arrays here. Next one, only one column value, because the temporary table will have multiple columns, let's say column 1, column 2, column 3, but array can hold any one column because only all the values must refer to same data type in an array. But I said I used an index, right? I said v underscore customer ID of 25. I said your custom array will have lot of values, but I'm referring to value at which index? 25th index. 25th row లో ఒకటే వాల్యూ ఉంటుంది కదా. Yeah. We need to use that symbol, yes. When you refer to the content of a variable value, use that symbol. Next, contract come. Okay. You remember about result view? When you're writing a procedure, I can project the output of a procedure with what? Column view. That is possible only when you're outputting a table type bus. So I have చూస్తారు కాన్సెప్ట్ ఏం లేదు, ఒక సినారియో చేస్తుంది. Yeah, he's saying, can you show all list of all the customers in an array? Yes, I need to run through loop, or I can say unnesting of array and then collect a temporary table, then fire a select on it. Either way I can do. Either collect the values of an array into temporary table, do a straight away select on the table, temporary table, or I'll have to go through the for loop on it and then keep changing the index and keep printing one by one. That's getting into table and then firing it on it. But generally for table output, we need not use. Yeah, for table we don't use this colon. This is only for variables. Okay. Okay, boss. Let's not worry on this. This is like I just have a table which will have all the contract information. This is like a scenario we've formulated. See, the details is about this. See what this is about: offer book, dynamic offering. Yeah. So what we've decided is we would have contracts, and contract is raised by a customer. So when we enter into a contract with the customer, they already have some offer book saying for this type of product or for this type of region, we would give him these offers. That I would consider that as offer book. So when the customer comes in and process a contract with me, I will have to check that offer book and give only those offers to that customer. అంటే వాడు ఏ రీజన్ ఏ ప్రోడక్ట్ టైప్ చేస్తున్నాడు దాన్ని బట్టి నేను ఆఫర్స్ ఇవ్వాలంతే. ఓకే, సో లైక్ దిస్ ఇన్ ఈసీసీ దిల్ బి ప్రాసెసింగ్ their contracts and the offer book data. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to bring in this contract data and then offer book data into BW, into HANA, and then we're trying to give them the compliance report. Like say out of so many contracts, how many are in compliance with offer book and how many contracts are in not compliance with offer book. So they're going to use this report just to monitor their business process, whether the process is going on fine or not. Okay, Judo. So what I've got the tables is I've got a table called what? Contract. This table will have all the contract information. What's the contract number? In which region the customer is, and what is this? Metal type. Metal type. And these fields are like offers. One is LMC, LTFTL. LMC is last minute changes. and LTFT is less than full truckload. Like, am I allowing the customer to do changes to the order in the last minute? Am I allowing the customer to order with less than full truckload? Means, let's say truck capacity is 5,000 liters, but he still can order for 1,000 to 1,000 also. If he's a very big customer and the product type what is referred is different, then I'm offering him. So this table will tell me for a given contract, are we allowing it or not? So let me create this table. And then I've got a table called offer books. Now this will tell me for a given region, for a given metal type, what is my offer element and what is the value. Offer element is what the LMC, LTFL and value undi, well, yes or no అని ఉంటుందన్నమాట. So I got both the tables and let me insert data into this. Okay. So let me insert data into offer books. This is the data into what? Contract. If you see, I have a table called contract. I have a table called offer book elements. Now look at this. Now see, there is a contract number 1. I have a region called South, and this is what? Stationary. What is its LMC? Last minute changes, yes, and LTFL is what? Less than full truckload also, yes. Now let's check. Now for this contract, what is the region? Region South. What is the metal type? Stationary bus. So I'll go to this. We have to look up to this table saying for region South for stationary LMC. What does it say? Yes. Now here LMC is what? Yes. Now LTFL, what does it say here is for this LTFL also yes. Now is the contract number is in compliance? Since offer elements of my contract does match with the offer book elements, so the contract number was is in compliance. If you go to the second one, so same South stationary yes and no, but South stationary both are actually yes, but here it says one is yes and one is no. So what does it say? Non-compliance. South stationary no ante, but actually for South and stationary both are yes, but as per this contract it says no. So is it in compliance? If any one offer book element does not match, it is in non-compliance. Same as South and sports. Yes, yes. South sports again. Actually, yes and no undali. But you gave them offer, even though it was not accepted, you still gave them the offer, so not compliant. No. South and sports, yes, no. Yes and no matches it, so it is compliance. Is no non-compliant. And out of six contracts, contract number 1 and contract number 5 are in compliance and others are non-compliance. మళ్ళీ రిపోర్ట్లో నాన్ కంప్లైన్స్ పర్సంటేజ్ మామూలుగా I want to get that out. So actually what I would like to project to the reporting is contract number, region, middle type, LMC, LTFL, and there is extra flag. What is the flag? I just will indicate a column saying whether this contract is compliance or not. Yes or no అని పెడితే రిపోర్టింగ్ లో వాడుగా వన్స్ రెస్ట్రిక్టెడ్ విత్ దిస్ కాలం పెడితే మనకు రిపోర్ట్ వస్తుంది. అది పెద్ద ప్రాబ్లం. So my point of projection is all the contract data. Along with that, there's an extra column. What I want is compliance flag. Whether this is contract is in yes or no on column fill just పంపించాలి. So the output what I want is a complete different structure. So I'm just creating my own. Look, I'm just since the table what I would like to project has got a different structure which does not match to my table. So I'm doing what? I'm creating my own table types. Say create type so and so as what? Table. The primary key not null. I think I copied it. Then primary key okay. Contract number, region, middle type, LMC, LTFL, and what? Compliance flag. Compliance flag, I'm saying of 1, I'll just put Y and N. So my table type is created. Just my table. Okay, boss. So next, I would like to implement my procedure and build the logic. Say create procedure so and so out. What is the table here? I'm outputting a table type of what table called tab underscore contracts. Of what data type is it? TT underscore contracts. Language equals to all this is fine, and with result view is what? Contract underscore compliance means what? Since my procedure is resulting out a temporary table or table type output, I can project the result with what? With a column view, and this column view can be consumed in the reporting. Yes, as begin and end. Now within the begin and end is my logic. In the ultimately what is it I need to fill into my tab underscore contracts? Contract number straight away from the contract table, material, region, LMC, LTFL, everything is from the contract table is fine. But only the sixth column, which is what? Compliance and flag, I need to derive it with some logic. Yeah. So what I'm saying, select contract number, region, middle type, LMC, LTFL. What does it say? T1. T1 is what? I'm referring T1 here, you can see. What is T1? What table is it? Contract table. So I'm just referring from this table. Okay. But look at sorry. All these 5 columns, I'm just reading it from the table directly. But sixth column, I have a logic which I'm doing it like this. Now look at this. So fourth column, comma. Then fifth, I'm deriving with the case statement. I'm saying because I can't put my if condition inside a select. If I need to have some conditional statements embedded into select, then it is what? Case. I told you case cannot be written separately as separate statement. It must be embedded into select statement. So case Russell. Case. And when I have a case with big expression, I don't write with the case. I'll say case when expression, then the value. So I've got case when. Now this is the case. I'm saying what I'm doing is already for each record I'm reading what is LMC for a contract. Or contract LMC and then because you're reading from the contract table. So from a given contract, what is my LMC value? What is my LTFL value? I have it here. T1.LMC for each record, T1.LMC will refer to LMC value of the contract 1 or contract 2 or contract 3, contract 4, contract 5, contract 6. Same way T1.LTFL will refer to what? A value of LTFL value for each of the contract. ఈ T1.LMC ఆఫర్ బుక్ ఎలిమెంట్ లో ఆ మిడిల్ టైప్ ఆ రీజన్ కి మ్యాచ్ అవుతుందో లేదో చెక్ చేయాలి అంతే. సో వాట్ ఐమ్ డూయింగ్, లుక్ దిస్ ఇస్ ద కండిషన్ హియర్. This is if condition. Case when T1.LMC is equal to what? The LMC value for that particular region and middle type. I'm saying select offer book value. This is my offer book value. Okay. Select offer book value from this offer book elements table where region is equal to region in this table and middle type is equal to middle type in this table. Yes or no? And I want to read only this LMC value because I'm comparing with LMC. Then I'll say what offer book element is equal to LMC. So select offer book value from this offer book element table where region is equal to which region? Region of my contract, which is T1. And middle type is equal to what? T1.middle type, which is of my contract record. And offer element is equal to LMC. Now this will result me what? For a given contract, what is the metal type and region we have, it brings me corresponding LMC value, which I'm comparing with what? T1 dot LMC. So this statement will compare the LMC of my contract versus the LMC value in my offer book. Same thing, I'm comparing T1 dot LTFL with what? With the LTFL offer book value from the table. And I've got both with what? And if both the conditions are satisfied, when expression, then I'm saying what? Y, else, N. And end. With this, your case statement ends. With this, your case statement ends. And the result of the case, I would like to project it as what? Comp underscore flag, which is my sixth column of my temporary table. And ultimately, I'm reading it from contract. That's it. And I've ended the procedure out. That's it. So with this created, so once the procedure is created, can I do a call procedure? That's pretty we know. Ultimately, we should also observe what? We should observe there's a column view created, which is giving you open content. When I say open content, it will call my procedure, executes it, and gives me. So to give me contact number, region, middle type, all this, and then give me complaints flag. You remember contract number 1 and contract number 5 are complaints, and rest are non-complaints. So can I expose this column view for BO reporting? That's it. ఇంకా BO reporting లో అడుగుతాను ఆల్రెడీ సిన్స్ అల్టిమేట్ ఏం కావాలి రిపోర్ట్ లో నంబర్ ఆఫ్ కంప్లైంట్స్ నంబర్ ఆఫ్ సో యూ నీడ్ టు హ్యావ్ సమ్ కౌంటర్ లైక్ ఫీల్డ్ ఇంకో వాళ్ళు ఇంకా అడుగుతారు లైక్ కౌంటర్ కావాలని 1 పెట్టు దెన్ ఐల్ సే కౌంటర్ వేర్ మై కంప్లైంట్స్ ఫ్లాగ్ ఈక్వల్ టు వై అన్నా అనుకో దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ కంప్లైంట్స్ కౌంట్ ఆఫ్ కంప్లైంట్స్ కౌంటర్ రెస్ట్రిక్ట్ విత్ కంప్లైంట్స్ ఫ్లాగ్ ఇస్ ఎన్ అంటే నాన్ కంప్లైంట్ దాని యాడ్ చేసి పర్సన్ దే కెన్ డూ ఆల్ దిస్ స్టఫ్ say tomorrow if there's some new data coming in, say I'm inserting some more contracts 7 8 9 10 11 12 same దానికి నంబర్ మార్చిన అంతే so I don't have to run my procedure again if I just go to my column view and say what refresh it again executes my procedure gives me refresh is it like on fly transformations అంతే okay actually I want to implement a condition saying if this LMC and this one matches to this I want to use some conditions logic but I cannot use if condition inside a select statement but whereas a case statement can be embedded into a select statement so you're writing a select statement within the select you would like to have a conditional logic to be implemented which has to go with case statement maul condition with the program next as a sub statements then I can go with what normal if సెలెక్ట్ లోపల కండిషనింగ్ రాయాలంటే కేసు రాయాల్సింది కేసు ఎప్పుడు సెలెక్ట్ లోనే వస్తుంది సపరేట్ గా రాదు కేసు ఎప్పుడు మన అబాప్ లాగా సపరేట్ గా రాదు అని ఓకేనా column other day we've seen there's a class where we consume some column view in the reporting sales transform data అని చెప్పిన this also I've done I think ఇది రాసి ఇది చూపించిన ఆల్రెడీ మీకు you remember I said by using this limit 1 and offset 1 we will loop through the table చెప్పినాను ఇది ఇది మన ఇట్లా లూప్ తిప్పేది బై యూజింగ్ దిస్ లిమిట్ 1 ఆఫ్సెట్ 1 I can loop through next currency conversion let's say by using select I would like to do some currency conversion okay but for currency conversion we there is a ready-made function which does it convert underscore currency Okay, boss. So this is a table they've given me. I'm creating a table called sample input with what price, some source unit, target unit, and some what some date. This is my table, yeah. And I'm just inserting two records into this table. Yeah. Sample date. So this is my data in the table. I've got price, source, target, and reference. I've just taken this to just indicate that price is a column which I would like to convert, and from currency is what euros, and to currency I would like to convert to what USD. From euros I would like to convert it to USD. I've given some referential date. I would like to means I would like to convert this as per the exchange rate what was there on this given day. This is the two records of it. Okay, now I would like to do currency conversions. Now, the important point of what it is, even when you do currency conversion BW or ECC, do you refer to the tables Tker, X, Tker C, all this? So you'll have Tker C table holding all the currency equals, Tker X holds all the exchange rates. Yes or no? Yeah. A Tker F will hold factors. So now I need to refer to some schema which has got those tables. Even when you perform currency conversion function in SAP HANA, it does do the conversion by referring to those standard table with those namings only. It does search for a schema. We have to specify the schema which has got tables with the same naming. Tker C, Tker, Tker F, Tker X అన్ని ఉండే schema చెప్పాల్సిందే guarantee. So what does it mean? Before I use this function, we'll have to replicate those tables from ECC or BW into HANA and don't replicate those currency tables. Tker, Tker C, Tker X. I need to replicate all those tables from ECC into HANA, then can leverage those tables in performing currency conversion. Then currency underscore conversion function will leverage those standard tables which has been replicated from different sources. Suppose if those table names are different, I use what? Alias names. Now look at this. I have a schema already with that. నాకు ఒక స్కీమా ఉంది, దాంట్లో కొన్ని టేబుల్స్ ఉన్నాయి. చూడండి, these are my table names. Tker, which will have exchange rates. Tker X, we have Tker F factors, Tker C with currency codes, Tker T description of the currency. I've got all my standard tables relevant for current, but these namings are different. What is the name of this table? sap.hana.democontent.epm.data : that's the name of the table. But actually my OLAP, my SQL engine, when it has to do currency conversion, when you execute the function currency underscore conversion, it does search for the tables with the name Tker, Tker C, Tker F, Tker X. So the workaround what we can do? What I've done, I've created synonyms here. I've said I created synonym with naming was Tker, Tker F, Tker C, Tker N, all those. I created my own alias name. So this alias name is nothing but for what? Yes. So Tker is an alias name for this big table name. So now my SQL engine will search for table called Tker, so it can find this now. Right, boss? Yeah. So let's see what do we have in this. Tker C, open content. So these are actually client dependent table. You'll have a call mandate column. All are referred with which client is it? 000. And then euro to USD. So this is T currency, which will have all the list of all the currency codes. So దీంట్లోని currency ఉండాలి. Do you have EUR? Okay. I have USD. So Tker C will be the table for currency codes. Tker is the one which will have the exchange rates. even here, all my entries are with what client? 000 only as of now. I'm interested in this rate, 1003 historical exchange rate, which I'm preferring now. Because in Peaker you have different type of exchange rates. I'm only referring to exchange rate type as what? 1003 అంటే average rate, middle rate అట్లా చాలా ఉంటాయి rates. I'm preferring historical rate from euro to USD, and this is valid from this date అంటే 99939 ఉంది. We can convert, and this is the value test use 0.94 is the exchange rate value. యూరోస్ నుంచి యూఎస్డి కన్వర్ట్ ఇది రేట్. కానీ ఒక ఇంటికే అంటే ఒక కరెన్సీకే అనేది యూ హ్యావ్ ఇట్ ఇన్ ఫ్యాక్టర్. పీకర్ఎఫ్ విల్ హ్యావ్ ది ఫ్యాక్టర్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్. 103 యూరో టు యూఎస్డి 1:1 అంటే ఒక యూరోకి ఒకటి అది అన్నట్టు. మన యూఎస్డి ఇండియన్ కరెన్సీ ఒకదానికి 50 అన్నట్టుగా అది ఇది చూడు CYP నుంచి యూరోస్ 100 అంటాను. ఓకే మనకు అది ఓకే లేదు. 1:1 ఇస్ ఫైన్. సో నాకు రేట్ ఉంది, ఒకదానికి ఎన్ని వస్తాయని అర్థమైంది, కరెన్సీస్ అన్ని వ్యాలిడ్ ఉంది, అది వాడుకు మనకు చెప్పాలి. చూడు నౌ దిస్ అ ఫంక్షన్ ఐ స్పెసిఫిక్ సెలెక్ట్ convert underscore currency. I need to pass all these parameters to my function. Amount అనేది ఒక ఫీల్డ్ ఉంటుంది. I love now what is my amount column? What is my amount column? దీనిలో ఏ కాలం వస్తుంది? ప్రైస్. So I'm passing price column to amount. Okay. Then source underscore unit underscore ఆ ఫంక్షన్ కన్నీ చాలా పారామీటర్స్ ఉంటాయి, అన్ని పాస్ చేయాలంటే. సోర్స్ అండర్స్కోర్ యూనిట్ అండర్స్కోర్ కాలం. వాట్ ఈస్ మై సోర్స్ యూనిట్ కాలం? ఈ టేబుల్ ఆల్రెడీ సోర్స్ అండర్స్కోర్ యూనిట్ అని పెట్టుకుని, ఆర్ ఐ కెన్ గివ్ ఇట్ ఫిక్స్డ్ వాల్యూ. రాసేయచ్చా? సోర్స్ ఫిక్స్డ్ అయితే యూఆర్ పెట్టవచ్చు, బట్ ఇన్స్టెడ్ ఆఫ్ పుట్టింగ్ హియర్ ఐఎమ్ సేయింగ్ వాట్ assigning the values of this column source underscore unit. Same way, which schema I must use? A schema is the schema where all my currency relevant tables are being maintained. Target unit is what? There's a column called target which will have all the target currency, which is what? USD. Error reference date. I can use this what is REF date column, but I'm using a fixed date 2011 12 something. If it's not able to do currency conversion, set to null, blank it's put on. Okay, error handling. Conversion type, historical rate. I said I would like to use historical rate as what? 1003, and refer client, and all my records in those tables are maintained with which client? 000. And this is a function. And as what is the result to get from this function? I want to project that as what? Converted value. Okay. And you're reading data from which table? From sample input. So they select you're reading from this table. From this table on a columns on assign just no. 940 in the 2000 1880. Like this, you can perform your currency conversions. In HANA graphical modeling, they give more same thing. You will do drag and drop and do that. Next question. Next, try catch block. Say you write exception handling. Say you're writing a scripting, and if there's some error on some, if it instead of system raising an exception, you would like control that exception, and you would like to raise some more meaningful errors list or something. Okay, this is my procedure here. Create procedure, and as begin, declare. Okay, this is my logic here. So what I've done, look at this. So I'm just declaring a normal variable of type int here. Okay, just I'll be using as a local variable normal. Then I've declared a custom condition, which is what is the name? Condition for SQL. We'll understand this. Now here it is. I've handled this exception here. I've declared exit handler for what? For custom condition, and what when handling until when the condition is raised, what it has to do, saying what? It has to just print we select error code as what? Colon SQL error code as error code, and error message as what? Error message from dummy. So this is the logic what will be performed when the exception is raised. I have declared my custom condition with some SQL error, okay? And when that condition is raised, what you want to do, you'll declare that as the exit handler. I'm just writing my, I got table called cubex. ఇది నేను యాక్చువల్ రివర్స్ రాస్తున్నాను ఊరు జస్ట్ పర్ఫార్మెన్స్ టెస్ట్ కోసం select count of star into what I've declared variable for count and count where from this table ఏదో టేబుల్ ఇప్పుడు యాక్చువల్గా ఏంటంటే మన టేబుల్ రికార్డ్స్ లేకపోతే ఎర్రర్ రేజ్ చేయాలి కానీ ఇక్కడ నాకు డేటా ఉంది కాబట్టి ఏమిటంటే కౌంట్ ఆఫ్ స్టార్ నాట్ ఈక్వల్ టు 0 అంటే ఇఫ్ దెర్ ఇస్ సమ్ డేటా ఇన్ దిస్ టేబుల్ రేజ్ ఎ మెసేజ్ అన్నట్టు పెట్టాను అప్పుడేంది ఇఫ్ నాట్ ఈక్వల్ టు 0 దెన్ వాట్ సిగ్నల్ యువర్ కస్టమ్ కండిషన్ by setting some message saying no data found exception అని పెట్టాను అంటే మెసేజ్ నువ్వు పాస్ చేస్తావు ఎక్కడి నుంచి కాల్ చేసి అక్కడ పాస్ చేస్తే when you signal what happens it will call this one. You declared a custom condition saying it is a error code. Whenever the condition is not satisfied, you are signaling that exception. And when it is signaled what to be done is already handled in the exit handler. ఆ సిగ్నల్ వచ్చినప్పుడు ఏం చేయాలంటే ఏంది ఊరు ప్రింట్ చేస్తున్నాం ఎర్రర్ ఏంది దాని డిస్క్రిప్షన్ ప్రింట్ చేస్తున్నాం ఇక్కడ సిగ్నలింగ్ చేసినప్పుడు ఐఎమ్ సెట్టింగ్ ది మెసేజ్ ఫర్ మై ఎర్రర్ బస్. ఇప్పుడు ఏం లేదు చూడు ఇఫ్ జస్ట్ సెలెక్ట్ దిస్ I'll just say call. I just call when the condition is satisfied, it's saying it just give error code so and so no data found exception. Actually reverse it. When data లేనప్పుడు when it is equal to 0 you will raise a signal out. ఏంది see what we have done, we just first the body starts, original body starts from here saying what select count of star into where count from this table. సో ఇక్కడ వేర్ కౌంట్ లకి ఏమొస్తుంది టేబుల్ ఎన్ని రికార్డ్స్ ఉంటే అన్ని రికార్డ్స్ ఉంది. ఇప్పుడు మనం ఏం చేస్తున్నాం if count where is not equal to 0, if the number of records is not equal, reverse bet actually in the real time we'll say count of 0 is equal to 0 bet. If not equal to 0 then raise the signal. When this if condition is satisfied I'm raising the signal out and I'm in sense like raise exception above. I'm signal this custom condition by setting your message text. I can dynamically keep changing my text now. And at this point of you might have big program, you might be raising exception from different places. Okay, places you want to pass on different text. So based on the text, I can identify okay where is this actual error coming from. Yeah, you're setting messages no data found exception. So when you raise the signal, it actually it is handled by what this particular thing, which is what exit handler. No, signaling అయినప్పుడు సిగ్నల్ అయినప్పుడు ఏం చేయాలి అనేది అక్కడ లాజిక్ లో రాసింది ఇక్కడ ఎగ్జిట్ హ్యాండ్లర్ లో. This is the exit handler for what? What is this here? For what? Custom condition. And what is signaling you're doing? What exception are you raising? Custom condition. Custom condition raise అయినప్పుడు ఏం చేయాలి అని ఇక్కడ రాసిన ఏంది declare exit handler for custom condition as what? Select error code and the error message from dummy and print చేయమంటున్నాం అంతే. And here you declare this custom condition as condition for error code. You just declare your custom condition as error code, then write your logic for exit handler, and whenever you want to raise, just say what? Signal. That's it. Signal అంటే కండిషన్ రైజ్ అవుతుంది. రైజ్ అయినప్పుడు ఏం చేయాలనేది ఎగ్జిట్ హ్యాండ్లర్ రాసిండు. ఆ ఎగ్జిట్ హ్యాండ్లర్ రాయాలంటే ఆ కస్టమ్ కండిషన్ డిక్లేర్ చేయాలంతే. డిక్లేర్ కస్టమ్ కండిషన్, ఇంప్లిమెంట్ యువర్ లాజిక్ ఫర్ ఎగ్జిట్ హ్యాండ్లర్ అండ్ రైజ్ యువర్ సిగ్నల్ వెన్ ఎవర్ యూ వాంట్ అంతే. ఓకే బస్. But logic artham, syntax you can always get that. It's only practice. Next, very, very important. Try right, but అంటే ట్రై కూడా మనం ఇఫ్ కండిషన్ తో హ్యాండిల్ చేస్తున్నాం జనరల్ గా. అంటే ట్రై బ్రాక్ అని అటు తిరుగుతా ఉంటుంది, మధ్యలో లేపుతాను అట్లా ఉంటుంది. నెక్స్ట్ సి ఫంక్షన్స్. చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. Yeah. C functions, calculation engine functions. We'll just start, but we'll get in details tomorrow. Depth. I don't want to confuse this. It's all important. We have something called C functions. Calculation engine functions. What SAP has done is you write normal select statements like SQL statement, like say select star or where class, from class, aggregate class, calculation. You do lots of stuff. What SAP has done is for most frequently written select statements, they've given some ready-made C functions to replace that. If let's say you write select star from table and rasu. Instead of writing as a select SQL statement, I can implement the same logic with the C functions, calculation engine function. If you write it as SQL statement, it executes in SQL engine. If I write with this function, it executes with calculation engine. Calculation engine is more stronger or more fast, or it can handle huge data or more complex calculations also. If you write normal SQL select, it executes the framework with what? SQL engine. C function అయితే calculation engine. Local engine వేరే, ఆ engine కొద్ది strong. Calculation engine is more stronger than SQL engine. So what SAP has done is for most frequently written select statements, they've given corresponding C functions for it, which can be leveraged. Simple example, instead of writing select star from table, you can say C underscore column underscore table. అట్లా ఒక్కొక్క కరస్పాండింగ్ సెలెక్ట్ స్టేట్మెంట్ కొన్ని C ఫంక్షన్స్ ఇచ్చినా వాడుకోవచ్చు. పాయింట్. So these are the list of column C functions. We have both engines in the index. Yes, index server will have both calculation engine and SQL engine both. Now these are the list of C functions what is available, and you'll have syntax and equivalent select SQL statement. It makes you easy to understand. మనకు ఆల్రెడీ SQL వచ్చు కాబట్టి ఇది అర్థమైపోతుంది. చూడు C underscore column. We'll just get introduced with this. Tomorrow we'll see those examples. C underscore column underscore table. This is the first C functions available. Syntax, the syntax we can always get. Now the purpose of this function is to read data from a column store table. To read data from a column store table. And equivalent select statement included select columns from table. Select star from table gani, select list of columns from table rasama. For equivalent of those select statement, we have a C function called C underscore column underscore table. ఏం పెద్ద అంతేం ఇంపార్టెంట్ అని చెప్పిన కష్టం అని చెప్పలేదు, పెద్ద కాన్సెప్ట్ ఏం కాదు. ఓకే. నార్మల్ సెలెక్ట్ రాస్తున్నాను రాసేప్పుడు ఒక స్టైల్లో ఇచ్చి ఒక సమ్ రెడీమేడ్ ఫంక్షన్స్ లైక్ మనకు స్ట్రింగ్ కాంకేటెడ్ అట్లా ఎట్లా ఫంక్షన్స్ ఉన్నాయి అట్లా వీళ్ళు కూడా కొన్ని ఫంక్షన్స్ ఇచ్చి ఫర్ ఈక్వల్ టు సెలెక్షన్ ఇస్ గివ్ సమ్ ఫంక్షన్స్ ఇట్లా సమ్ సింటాక్స్ విచ్ యూ హావ్ టు పాస్ అంతే లైట్ ఓకే నెక్స్ట్ సి అండర్ స్కోర్ జాయిన్ అండర్ స్కోర్ వ్యూ ఇటు గుర్తుపెట్టు ఈ మూడు గుర్తుపెట్టుకునే చూడు జాయిన్ ఓలాప్ క్యాల్క్ ఓకే యాక్చువల్గా ఏమవుతుందంటే ఐ టోల్డ్ యూ once you're done with the database we will be getting into HANA modeling. Yes, as part of HANA modeling you would be creating 3 different type of views: attribute views, analytical views, and what ఇంకా తెలియదు చేస్తాం అన్నట్టు. Ultimately by using stored procedures you're doing on-fly transformations. Same thing can be achieved through graphically by using attribute view, analytical view, or calculation views. అది కాన్సెప్ట్. So when you get to those views, now when I create a procedure by projecting as column view, does it create a column view? If I create a procedure saying with result view as some name, does it create a column view? Same way, when you deploy an attribute view or analytical view or calculation view, they do create some column views in a schema lo column views create aitayi. Whenever I go about creating an attribute view or analytical view or calculation view or activate, internally system will automatically deploy a column view for you. Sysbig అనే schema లో ఆటోమేటిక్ ఒక కాలం వ్యూ డిప్లాయ్ అయిపోద్ది అన్నట్టు ఆటోమేటిక్లీ ఓకే క్లియర్ బస్ అండ్ దట్ కాలం వ్యూ కెన్ యూస్ ఫర్ రిపోర్టింగ్ ఆల్సో ఓకే ఇప్పుడు when you execute attribute view system will leverage something called join engine. When execute analytical view system will leverage OLAP engine. When execute calculation view does system will leverage calculation engine. ఒక్కొక్క వ్యూకి ఒక్కొక్క టైప్ ఆఫ్ ఇంజిన్ లోపల వాడుకుంటుంది ఓకే బస్ ఇప్పుడు చూడు ఇప్పుడు ఏమంటారు సిఈ అండర్ స్కోర్ జాయిన్ అండర్ స్కోర్ వ్యూ రెఫర్ జాయిన్ as జాయిన్ ఇంజిన్ ఈజ్ యూజ్డ్ బై విచ్ వ్యూ attribute. So we use this function when you want to read data from the column view generated from an attribute view. అది అట్లా గుర్తుపెట్టుకుంటే రైట్ సి అండర్ స్కోర్ జాయిన్ అండర్ స్కోర్ వ్యూ అంటే for attribute view we are leveraging join engine. So when you activate an attribute view system does create a column view in Sysbig schema. So when you want to read data from the column view generated from the attribute view which is leveraging join engine we will use C underscore join underscore view. Okay. Normal select రాసేట్టు select star from column view రాసావు. If you are writing select star from column view of attribute view దానికి ఈక్వలెంట్ సి ఫంక్షన్ ఇస్ వాట్ సి అండర్ స్కోర్ జాయిన్ అండర్ స్కోర్ వ్యూ ఓకేనా నెక్స్ట్ సి అండర్ స్కోర్ ఓలాప్ అండర్ స్కోర్ వ్యూ సేమ్ వే ఐ సెడ్ వెన్ యూ యాక్టివేట్ యువర్ అనలిటికల్ వ్యూ విల్ ఇట్ అగైన్ డిప్లాయ్ కాలమ్ వ్యూ ఇన్ సిస్బిగ్ స్కీమా ఆ కాలమ్ వ్యూ మీద సెలెక్ట్ చేయాలంటే దెన్ ఐ యూస్ వాట్ సి అండర్ స్కోర్ ఓలాప్ అండర్ స్కోర్ వ్యూ సో లెట్స్ సే యూర్ రైటింగ్ ఎ సెలెక్ట్ ఆన్ కాలమ్ వ్యూ విచ్ ఇస్ జనరేటెడ్ ఇన్ సిస్బిగ్ స్కీమా on activation of analytical view. So for equivalent of that select statement, you can go with what C underscore OLAP underscore view. ఎందుకంటే naming it అంటే analytical view కి OLAP engine. So C underscore OLAP underscore view. Okay, and next C underscore calc underscore similar way. When you deploy calculation view, it again generates a column view in Sysbig schema. So when you want to read data from that catalog object of the column view of what calculation view, then I use what C underscore calc underscore view. Example చూస్తే నీకు అర్థమైంది జస్ట్ ఓన్లీ థియరీ పార్ట్ I'm touching. Next there is a function called C underscore join. ఇదేంటి C underscore join is a ready-made C function which is used to join two tables. In two tables it's not you cannot join two database tables, two temporary tables only. So for example, if I have requirement of joining two tables, let's say you give me table 1, table 2 and join and then get me some data. Then what I should do first is, I should use a function C underscore column underscore table, read the data of table 1 into some temporary table, itab 1. Then I must use C underscore column underscore table function, read the data from table 2, collect into itab 2, then leverage the content of itab 1 and itab 2 with C underscore join to do an inner join. C underscore join is by default it is inner join. So it's not about you cannot leverage C underscore join function to join two database tables. We can only leverage it to join two temporary tables. So before that, you must read data from the column tables by using C underscore column underscore table into what? Temporary tables. Then leverage this content of temporary tables to join them. That is where it is, which is inner join, which is what? C underscore join. It చూడన్నా ఇప్పుడు ఏం వాడుతున్నాడు సి జాయిన్ కోలన్ ఎల్టీ ట్యాబ్స్ ఐటీ బుక్స్ అంటే మన ఐట్యాబ్ 1 ఐట్యాబ్ 2 లాగా అంటే ఇది వాడక ముందే నేను ఆ టేబుల్ డేటా కలెక్ట్ చేసి ఉండాలన్నా సో సి అండర్స్కోర్ జాయిన్ కెన్ ఓన్లీ పర్ఫార్మ్ జాయిన్ ఆన్ టెంపరరీ టేబుల్స్ ఓన్లీ అండ్ వాట్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ జాయిన్ ఇస్ ఇట్ ఇన్నర్ జాయిన్ అది ఓకే నెక్స్ట్ వన్ సేమ్ అగైన్ యూ వాంట్ టు పర్ఫార్మ్ జాయిన్ ఆన్ టూ టెంపరరీ టేబుల్స్ but I want to have left outer join, then I'll say what? C underscore left underscore outer underscore join. As the same right, tells the money inner join left to right, same ante. If I need to do a right outer join, I'll say what? C underscore right underscore outer underscore join. Again, the join is performed on two temporary tables. First JP table left to, second JP table right. Okay. Next, C underscore projection bus. Yeah. Here question is, why are we using? Yeah, don't get confused, boss. నేను ఎప్పుడే ఉంటున్నాడు మళ్ళీ నువ్వు కోలన్ టేబుల్ ఏమెందుకు వాడుతాను అంటున్నాడు సీడు నేను ప్రతిసారి వాడుతూనే ఉన్నా నువ్వు when I'm assigning results to table, I'm not using colon assignment operator. I'm saying I tab normal equal to select something. But when I'm reading the content of the table, I'm always saying what? Select star from colon I tab, yes or no? నేను టెంపరీ టేబుల్ కంటెంట్ రెఫర్ చేసేటప్పుడు కోలన్ ఐ ట్యాబ్ అంటున్నాను బట్ ఐ ట్యాబ్ లో డేటా వేసేటప్పుడు ఉన్న ఈక్వల్ టు అంటున్నాను నువ్వు కన్ఫ్యూజ్ కావద్దు ఓకే యా ఓకే ఓకే బస్ నెక్స్ట్ సి అండర్స్కోర్ ప్రొజెక్షన్ బస్ two things you can do. Normal projection is, let's say I had a table with 100 columns. Then you said C underscore column underscore table, and you read the columns from the table. In that function also you can only read some columns, okay? But let's say you've read all the columns from the table. So it has got now temporary table I tab has got all 100 columns of my table. From this table I just want to project only some columns, or I would like to apply some where clause on it. Then I can use C projections. Row wise filtering, column wise filtering can be applied with C projection on a temporary table, not on database table. Database table muttukovalante C underscore column underscore table. First you have to use C underscore column underscore table, read the content of a column store table into temporary table. Then on this temporary table, if you want to do any projection, say you want to do row wise filtering or column wise, column ante konni columns చూపియాలి, row wise ante konni data ne చూపియాలి, then it has to be applied with what? C underscore projection bus. Okay. Next, C underscore union underscore all. Again, let's say I got two result sets or two temporary tables which I need to combine them, unify them. So first I'll say C underscore column underscore table, read data from table 1. C underscore column underscore table, read data from table 2, collect the data into two temporary tables, I tab 1 and I tab 2. Then I'll say I'll take the content of I tab 1 and I tab 2 and unify the result. Union all, you remember? Then C underscore conversion, we use this function for currency conversion. Convert underscore currency is a SQL function. As a calculation engine function, we'll C underscore conversion is the one which we can use it for what? Currency conversions. Okay. As a C conversion bit and the parameters pass shell. Next, C underscore aggregation bus. You remember with group by, what does a group by do? You basically group those records out. You execute some aggregation function and execute what? Group by function. Then I'll go with what? C aggregation bus. And then I love what? C calc. Aggregation simple. They're basically grouping those records by performing an aggregation function. Okay, boss? Sum of net sales, group by customer, are the concept. C calc is to perform some simple calculations. While writing select on fly, let's say I had price quantity. Let's say I want to multiply price into quantity. Let's say I've got price. And okay, I've got price, I've got quantity. Let's say I multiply price and quantity and I derive amount bus. Okay, so I'm performing some calculation within the select statement. Then I can use the C underscore calc function to perform the calculations. Yeah. So these are the C functions what we will have, and same thing we'll have to see practically tomorrow. Like how do we write the syntax for C column to అంటే కొద్దిగా అర్థమైంటుంది ఇంకా రేపు ఇంకా క్లారిటీ వస్తుంది. చాలా చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. And so while writing your stored procedures, I can either use SQL statements or I can also use Word. See, కానీ రెండు మిక్స్ చేయకూడదు. You either implement complete logic with C functions, either implement complete logic with normal C. తప్పేములే. అది కొద్దిగా ఇది కొద్దిగా పెడితే పర్ఫార్మెన్స్ ఎత్తిపోతుంది. ఆ ఇంజన్కి షిఫ్ట్ కావాలి. సో SFSs don't mix up things. Either write complete logic with using C functions or either write complete logic with SQL statements. But do not really mix up things. Okay, Nana? Right? ఇంతే నాకు తెలిసినంత వరకు ఓకే విల్ స్టాప్ ఇట్ హియర్ అండ్ విల్ కంటిన్యూ టుమారో. వీడియోస్ ఈరోజు ఖచ్చితంగా వస్తుంది. సారీ, నేను వేరే పనిలో ఉండి షూర్ టుడే కంపల్సరీ వస్తుంది.